Good morning, everyone. Virgo here. It is May 21st, 2019. I'm going to be reading you an article that was written out of The Atlantic that was sent by a longtime subscriber that I think is important. And although many of you may not agree with what this article says, I'd like for you to take the time to listen to it anyway and just consider what the consequences of this are turning out to be. What's going to be showing on the screen is a very old political cartoon. I thought that maybe you guys might find that interesting as well. These are certainly things that we need to have open discussion about. The name of this article is Social Media Are Ruining Political Discourse. The endless flow of content doesn't need to make sense to create engagement. YouTube is designed to catch you and not let go. Sometimes I access the site just to watch one thing, but then one of the related videos catches my eyes. I watch that one, then another, and soon a 5-minute visit has stretched far longer. If it's half an hour of movie trailers, then I'm just indulging in guilty pleasure. But what if I followed a link to the Q, the Plan to Save the World video, and wound up staying for one outlandish conspiracy video after another? YouTube's associative linking is designed to keep me clicking and watching. It has turned into a mechanism for political indoctrination, suggesting through sheer repetition that an international cabal is threatening to take over the world. These false theories can delude the public, but social media's negative impact on the political process isn't just a matter of their content, which includes, for example, intentional misinformation and hate speech directed towards ethnic and religious groups. The problem is also built into the structure of these digital applications. Propaganda is nothing new. It has appeared in pamphlets, books, and newspapers practically since the invention of the printing press. But social media seem particularly susceptible to spreading disinformation. That's because social media engage viewers in a way that designers call flow, a psychological idea adopted as a digital design strategy for video games. Flow focuses on keeping the user moving from one element to the next repetitively, in search of gratification from the act of consuming media rather than from engaging with its content. When programs such as Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube are used for political messaging, they bring flow along into the political process, even if the messages they carry are truthful and non-conspiratorial. That makes this media, a threat to coherent political discourse from age of print. In the 1970s, the Hungarian-American psychologist, I cannot pronounce this name, I will put it down in the description underneath this video so that you guys can actually look up this person if you'd like to, adopted the word flow to describe a state of engagement that arises when people are completely focused on an activity such as tennis or rock climbing. Around the same time, the sociologist Raymond Williams also used the term to describe the way American television's rhythm of programming and advertising is calculated to keep viewers watching hour after hour after hour. More recently, flow has become a term of art in video game design. Unlike television, games require interactivity, and designers try to keep the player in the flow channel, where the play is neither too difficult and frustrating nor too easy and boring. Social media combine the flow of television and the flow of video games to keep the user scrolling through post after post. The motivation here is obvious. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram only earn money if you stick around to view more ads. All flow media engage people through repetition and association, ideally for the businesses that run them. That engagement would be endless. Social media sometimes feels addictive, but as entertainment, flow doesn't seem like it would threaten the fabric of society. The problem arises because social media have also become a major platform for political information and discussion. According to the Pew Research Center, 68% of Americans receive at least some of their news from social media in 2018. Both mainstream politicians and extremist groups use Facebook and Twitter to spread information. Applied to politics, flow buries discussion about civic action under endless streams of text, images, and videos. Let's consider one of the clearest manifestations of the politics of flow: online conspiracy thinking, such as the kind spread by the movement QAnon. It flourishes not only on Facebook and Twitter, but also in the videos and channels of YouTube and now on Instagram as well. It works like this. An anonymous figure known as Q emits a stream of data dumps on the image board 8chan. These pronouncements are then analyzed and spread by the QAnon group to a larger audience of readers and viewers. The dumps cluster around a core idea that Donald Trump and some loyal followers in the military and government are engaged in a clandestine struggle against an international cabal of evildoers. Q claimed to have discovered, for example, that Hillary Clinton and other prominent Democrats were running an international child sex trafficking ring out of a pizza parlor in Washington. Pizza, can't say that word on here, but we all know what the theory was that everyone was talking about, was only the first of a series of improbable claims Q manufactured. Robert Mueller is actually working with Trump to expose the Democrats. Angela Merkel is the granddaughter of Adolf Hitler, and the Queen of England is part of a cabal, etc., etc., etc. As each new claim emerges, it is added to the network of conspiracies. There is no end to the process of interpreting Q dumps and adding new conspiratorial strands, especially because QAnon can simply incorporate contradictions and disappointments into its future messages when the predicted apocalypse doesn't arrive. Q had predicted that Hillary Clinton and John Podesta would be arrested. When that didn't happen, QAnon followers just incorporated it into the conspiracy. The false dates were designed. They claimed to trick the cabal into complacency. It might be wrong to call QAnon a conspiracy theory at all. In a recent study, the political scientists Russell Murhead and Nancy Rosenblum distinguish between conspiracy theories and this new brand of conspiracism. Traditional conspiracy theories are relatively coherent narratives that seek to explain some disturbing aspect of the political or social world. The new conspiracism presents coherent, often contradictory assertions rather than a consistent story. I'm going to link this to the page, to the description below this video, so that you can complete reading it if you want to know more about conspiracism. I think this is important and something that needs to be discussed. It's affecting both sides of the spectrum politically. No matter what side you stand on, or if you run straight down the middle in an independent format, for example, this is important. This situation is making it very difficult for us to come together in unity as a country, and it isn't just our country it's affecting. If we're not careful, we may find ourselves in some very upsetting situations. We have to start talking again. That's all for today. Everybody have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.